I'm Shauna of styleberryBLOG, and today I'm going to show you how to tie a MOBY wrap. If you've been poking around my blog or my Instagram or my Facebook page, you have probably seen me wearing my MOBY because it's pretty much what's been keeping me sane the last few days with baby number 2 here, smiling at me on the floor. And I've had so many people ask me how I tie my MOBY, because that seems to be the limiting factor in whether or not you like it. So I thought I'd walk you through how I tie it. And it's pretty much like riding a bike, you know, once you've done it a couple times, it really is something that you don't forget how to do, and you really, once you figure out what size works, what wrap works, it's pretty easy to do over and over again. So what I like to do is I like to put my MOBY wrap on at home. That way, when I'm leaving the house, I don't have to worry about it hitting the floor wherever I'm going. And I found, that my secret to success really is getting it on before I leave, so I don't have to mess around with it when I'm on the go, because it's hot here and I don't want to stand outside my car and tie it. So what I do first when I start is I grab the MOBY and I find the middle tag. And there are a couple different ways to do this. I like to do the gathered wrap, and I think the reason why I failed at wearing the MOBY the first time around is because I tried to use the fold wrap because I wanted everything perfect and precise, and it just didn't work. It always ended up getting screwed up somehow, and it frustrated me. So the gathered wrap seems to be the ticket to my success this time. So I'll tuck it up around my belly, and then I grab the top seam of the fabric, and I'm going to wrap that up around my shoulder. And I'll step around the MOBY that's on the floor and get the seams kind of laying flat. And then this one I'll step over, and same thing, I'm grabbing the top seam here, adjusting the middle piece as I go. I'm going to bring that up around the top too. And I just like to lay it flat, that way nothing's twisted. And you can see in the back that there shouldn't be any twisting. Once I've got the second shoulder up, tuck it through the middle piece. Hi! Hi! And then I like to crisscross them. So grabbing the inside seams, once you see that they're laying flat and they're not twisted anywhere, I take the top seam of one and the top seam of the other, and I crisscross them. And it doesn't matter which way I crisscross, it's just a matter of personal preference. I tend to take the left one under and the right one over, and that's just the way that I've always done it. So again, making sure that the top seam stays at the top, I'll bring this around, and I'll do the same thing with the other side. Hi, buddy. I know. And then I'm ready to tie. Now, because there aren't any buckles to keep this, the MOBY wrap consistent in size, the easiest way to make sure you get a decent tie every time is to pay attention to how long the ends of your knot are. And I know for me, I need about 14 or 15 inches on the ends in order for it to be a consistently good fit. So I'll tie it and I'll knot it. And you can adjust the sizing as you go. You're going to see this is a little bit loose, and I'll show you how to get it resized once you get the baby in there. But this is pretty much how I tie it when I leave the house. Not super fashionable, but he loves it so much that I don't really care. I will wear it like mad if it keeps my baby happy. Hi! Alright, so the next step in getting the sizing correct is to pull these shoulder straps forward, because this is where the baby is going to go. So once you've got it tied, this strap right here is going to be what holds the baby's bum up. So the baby is going to sit inside here. So I get it as loose as possible in here, and then we can always tighten or loosen as we go. So, alright, time for baby. You ready? Alright, this is my Everett. He is 11 weeks and 14 pounds, so he is a big boy, and he loves the MOBY wrap. And what I do is I take the inside one here, holding him underneath his bum, and I put him on the inside first. There's the first side. See? We're in! And then I take his other foot and put it on the other side. Kind of jump as you go to get him in here. So he is in. Then what I'm going to do, and you can see in the back too that I'm not crisscrossed at all, which seems to be the reason why it's so comfortable for me. So the next step is I'm going to take his 2 feet into one of my hands, and I'm going to pick up his bum and kind of put him into this bottom part of the fabric. Now I am finding him to be a little bit high because I can't put my head down right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen these shoulder straps, which is why he's sitting a little bit high. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab them right here, and I'm just going to jump a little bit and pull at the same time. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling these straps in the back to loosen that fabric, and then I can kind of just jump, and he's going to sink down just a little bit more. There you go. Once you figure out how the system tracks, it's pretty easy to make adjustments, and it just takes practice. It's not something that's going to be pretty easy to do the first few times, but once you get it all figured out, it's really quite easy. So I am just adjusting, which is something that you have to do a lot with the Moby, which I don't mind because it's so comfortable. But that seems to be a much better spot for him because I can put my head over his head. The straps are crisscrossed correctly in the back. I think this is a little bit loose for my legging right now. So this is the last thing that I will adjust once I get him into it. And all I will do, this is also really great for new mommies because it keeps your belly roll that we all have postpartum all tucked in. So I'm just tightening and knotting a little bit more, and then I'm going to go ahead and adjust this fabric a little bit flatter as we go. You can see I'm just adjusting it as we go. You can always pull these down a little bit if you want him a little bit higher, but this is the basic way that I wrap my Moby. You can see this piece of fabric is under his bum, which is important. This is a little bit less supportive, so I like having it under. When he was teeny tiny, you like that? When he was teeny tiny, I used to keep his leg up underneath in here, and he did great. He really liked that. But as he's gotten older, we can keep his legs out. And I have the ergo too. I really like the ergo, but what I've noticed is that at this age, when he's just in between sizes, and that I can't put him in the fetal position in the ergo because he tries to jump out of it, yet he's not yet quite able to wrap his legs around my belly to get in the ergo the right way. The Moby is a perfect bridge between the two. If you are overwhelmed by the wrapping, this will come to an end. And I think here in our hot Texas summer, this is going to come to an end really soon too. But he really loves it, and I love that he can nap in it. He always looks this direction. But when he's ready to take a nap, what I'll do is I'll put him underneath here, and he'll kind of tuck his head right under, and he'll just go right down for a nap. And if he's super awake and we're out and about, sometimes what I'll do is I'll leave a shoulder out. So this is another way that you can do it as they get older. And he likes to just hang out, and this is kind of how we cruise. It's really easy to do grocery shopping and go to the zoo and do all those normal things that you do with a toddler. I guess you can't really call my 2.5-year-old a toddler anymore, but 2 kids is a challenge when you're trying to figure out how to go places, and this is definitely our solution for that challenge, and he seems to absolutely love it. So, in a nutshell, that is how I wear my Moby wrap. Like you can see, no crisscrossing or no twisting of the fabrics in the back. Everything fits pretty smooth, and that's how I adjust it. Is I just jump and go like that and get everything resized. And then you can tighten the bottom as needed. But that's how we do it. If you have any questions, you can go to the Moby Wrap blog post on my styleberryblog.com, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have there about the way that we make this work for us. But we found it to be a really great tool for baby, and my physician, my doctor for him, also noticed that he was advanced in his gross motor development, and she said that part of that comes from baby wearing, because as babies are worn, their cerebellums are jiggling more than a baby who isn't worn, and that tends to cause a little bit more rapid development of their brain, which is also a huge benefit. So that's how we do it. Thanks for watching.